Good evening, everyone. This is Bruce Buchanan with Mickey Redmond and Tim Spellacy. The referee for tonight's confrontation is Bob Myers, 43 years old, from Ancaster, Ontario. He's in his 16th season in the NHL. The starting goaltender tonight for the Oilers is Grant Fuhr, 21 years old, making his 20th start of the season. He was a second NHL All-Star team member in 1982. And for the New York Islanders, it'll be Billy Smith, born in Perth, Ontario. He turned 33 2 days ago, and of course won the Conn Smythe Trophy for his brilliant playoff performance in the 1982-83 Stanley Cup playoffs. Mickey, it should be a great game tonight.
Well, as we talked off the top, Bruce, we expect to see the Oilers play a much more disciplined hockey game, and Glenn Sather and the Oilers have been thinking and working on this for about a week and a half now, and they hope they can put it into use here tonight against the Islanders. They're somewhat frustrated. They've not been able to beat them, and they just seem to be, the Islanders I'm speaking of, to be able to shut down that high-powered Oiler attack, and the Oilers just hope to turn the tables on them tonight here, play a very sound, disciplined, controlled hockey game, and take what they're given by the Islanders and hope to come out on top.
The Islanders will start with Brian Trottier at center, Mike Bossy on the right side, Clark Gillies on the left. For the Oilers, it's Lindsman, Anderson, and Messier, Randy Gregg, and Don Jackson on defense. Here's Anderson in quickly with a shot, and it's steered to the corner by Smith. Lindsman along the boards after it. Islanders trying to clear it. Now Clark Gillies kicking at it along the boards. And the puck goes back in the corner to the Islander captain, Denny Potvin. Ahead for Gillies. He dumps it outside the line. Trottier gets by Gregg. Trottier moves the puck inside the Oilers' zone. Bossy trying to get in front. Bossy from around the net scores!
Once again, the Oilers are going to have to battle from behind. 28 seconds into the hockey game. There you see it. The gunner, Mike Bossy, just puts it between the feet of Grant Fuhr. He came out of that back the net area all alone, unmolested. 46 seconds a week ago he scored, or the Islanders did, and this time after 28.
Bossy's in there after it again. He falls to the ice. Puck comes out in front, and Mark Messier takes over for the Oilers to Glenn Anderson. Anderson back for Messier. Now Lindsman, a quick shot. Smith the save. Rebound. Smith got over to make a save on Messier, and it's cleared down the ice by the Islanders. Gregg back to get it, and icing coming up.
Well, you know, the Oilers today, Bruce, we're just talking about the last 8 hockey games that they've been unable to defeat the Islanders. They've always been coming from behind. And once again, they're going to face the same type of situation here. Mike Bossy after 28 seconds, and really I don't know that anybody made any mistakes on the play. The Islanders just charged down the ice. Randy Gregg tried to come in from his defensive spot at the Islander blue line, and Trottier dashed down. Everybody paid attention to him, and Mike Bossy was left alone, and he doesn't miss him when he gets those kind of chances.
Wayne Gretzky's arrival greeted by a chorus of boos here in Uniondale as the puck is dumped to center. Ken Morrow, the 1980 U.S. Olympic team member. Curry at center. Ahead for Coffey. Coffey gets around Johnson and then fanned on the shot. Morrow down the boards for Tonelli. Curry fails to check him as Tonelli brings it out to Butch Goring. Nystrom on the right side. Nystrom into the corner after it. Centered it through the slot area. Gretzky is there ahead to Curry. Of course, Gretzky looking for that 300th goal. Curry fell as he crossed the blue line. Into the corner. Comes down the boards to Nystrom. Out on the left side for Tonelli. Had Butch Goring with him, but Charlie Huddy got back to cover up. Coffey on the right side to Gretzky. Coffey going for the front of the net. Curry with it at the point now. Into Lindstrom. Centers it. Gretzky fanned on it as Johnson tied him up. Lindstrom centered it right in front. And John Tonelli brings it out for the Islanders. Islanders making a change. Willie Lindstrom failed to clear it. Tonelli along the boards after it into the corner. Now Lindstrom is back to get it for the Oilers. Ahead for Curry. He missed the pass. And the Oilers will now make a change. Bob Bourne on the left side to Langevin. He takes a bump along the boards from Fogelin. Kevin Lowe put it on Sutter's stick in the corner. Dwayne Sutter back to Bourne. A shot. Here the save. And he covers up. Live from the Nassau Coliseum, this is your Molson Hockey Telecast. This is Bruce Buchanan along with Mickey Redden and Tim Spellacy from the Nassau Coliseum. The New York Islanders leading the Edmonton Oilers 1-0. A goal at the 28-second mark by Mike Bossy. Bob Bourne now makes one nice move, still has it. In behind the net for Dwayne Sutter. Brent Sutter goes after it in the far corner. He's roughed up by Kevin McClelland. Bourne along the boards to Sutter. Back to Pearson. Slap shot. Pierre made the save. Rebound in front. And a backhand over top of the net by Dwayne Sutter. Brent behind the net for brother Dwayne as the Islanders start to bottle up the Oilers. Kevin McClelland moves it out near center, then takes a check. Hughes carries in. Back for Dave Hunter. He let a weak shot go wide. And Bob Bourne is back there for New York. Off the glass and back inside Edmonton territory. Pat Hughes at center for McClelland. He tipped it inside the Islander zone, and it's knocked down by Gord Dineen. Playing because of the injury to Lane. A shot by Gillies just wide. Dineen in front for Trottier, and Gretzky cleared it out. 1-0 Islanders leading. 16.5 minutes remaining in the first period. Kenny Potvin to Brian Trottier. He's got Gillies and Bossy with him as Trottier slaps it in. Fuhrer made the save, kicked it into the corner. Don Jackson. Rink wide, nobody there. Potvin keeps it in to point to Bossy. Scores!
Well, once again, the Oilers are guilty of leaving Mike Bossy left all alone. Look, there's not an Oiler in the zone. And Mike Bossy, who probably is the best player in the National Hockey League at playing without the puck, finds himself or puts himself in a position to be putting the puck in the net again. He doesn't miss it. But an errant pass by the Oilers in their own zone was the culprit on that one.
The Islanders quickly up 2-0 on a pair of goals by Mike Bossy as they tie it up in the corner. Face off in the Oilers zone.
Looked like it was Randy Gregg, Bruce, on the far side that tried to hit his right winger, who would back in by the face-off circle. Potvin was able to hold it in. And there's your goal scorer with his second tonight. Bossy 6 times has scored over 50 goals. And 4 of those times he's been over 60. That's incredible. 69 goals in 1978-79. 68 goals a couple of years ago. 80-81. 64 2 years ago. 60 a year ago. He is some shooter, that guy.
He knows how to put the puck in the net. Face off to the right of Grant Fuhrer. Gretzky and Goring on the draws. Jari Kurri takes it to safety behind the net. Ahead for Lindstrom. Here's Nystrom for Tonelli. Couldn't get a stick on it, and the Oilers bring it out. They couldn't go anywhere as Johnson stopped the play. Now Goring takes the stop, scores! Slap shot by Goring.
They love it here in New York. The Oilers are caught this time, a 2-on-1, as Goring used his teammate Tonelli as a decoy, and he drilled it between the legs of Grant Fuhrer. Everything going the Islanders' way right now. And little Butch Goring drills it right between the pads. His 8th goal of the year for Butch Goring. And boy, the Oilers are going to have to be careful. We haven't played 5 minutes yet. 3-0.
Lumley bumps into Langevin behind the net. The Islanders off to a quick start tonight. A 3-0 lead. A pair of goals by Bossy.
Penalties coming up here. High sticking here. We got Gilbert trying to get after Fogelin. As sticks came up high down in the Islander zone, it looked like Fogelin clipped Gilbert in the face with a stick. And Bob Myers now making the motions that you'll see these two at least go to the penalty box and maybe to their dressing rooms.
This is NHL Tuesday night hockey.
My linesman gave misconduct.
Well, let's see what they bring out of this one. 2 minutes apiece, it looks like, to Fogelin and Greg Gilbert. I could have sworn I heard Bob Myers say game misconduct to somebody, but doesn't look anybody has departed the scene. Very possibly he was giving the boys a little warning, saying no more of this stuff with the high sticks, or you will find yourselves in the dressing room for the rest of the night. Well, both teams play 4 skaters aside.
Well, this wasn't the start the Oilers were looking for. Down 3-0 with not even 5 minutes gone in the opening period. Randy Gregg with possession inside his own zone. Trottier in for checking to Linsman at center to Messier. Messier streaking down the right side. Let the quick shot go, and Smith kicked the pad out. Trottier. The Potvin behind the net. Gord Dineen. For Mike Bossy already with a pair of goals. The Oilers clear it back inside Islander territory. Dineen overskated it. Messier almost stole it for the Oilers. Potvin through center. On the right side to Trottier. Over to Bossy, moving in. Dropped it to Trottier. Slot scores!
Shots on goal for the Islanders. 4-0 lead. And look at these two guys go to work. Bossy and Trottier. A little drop pass, and watch now right over top of Grant Fuhr's trapper. There it is. And boy, everything the Islanders shoot just seems to be in the right place, and getting by Grant Fuhr got to be totally frustrating for the Edmonton Oilers. Haven't had a chance to get out of the gate.
The road is on. 4-0. Islanders leading. Pair of goals by Bossy, Trottier, and Butch Goring. And there is still 14:43 remaining in the first period. Here's Gretzky back, tied up by Morrow, and Thomas Janssen takes over. Butch Goring overskated it as it's kicked back into his own zone by Gretzky. Curry to Gretzky. Down against Ken Morrow. Lets the slap shot go. Billy Smith the save. Gretzky looking for his 300th career goal tonight. Butch Goring checked at center by Curry. He's down with Gretzky. Curry left it there, and Janssen took it away to Goring. Goring lost it to Huddy, and it goes to Jari Curry. Curry ahead to Coffey. He got by Janssen, but Butch Goring was there. Ahead for Tonelli. He couldn't get anywhere, and Charlie Huddy takes over in his own zone for the Oilers. Curry to Gretzky. He's stopped at the line by Thomas Janssen. Janssen ahead for Tonelli. He got by Huddy. A 2-on-1 for the Islanders. Brent Sutter's on the right side. Tonelli over to Sutter. Takes the shot on the short side, and Grant Fuhr made the save for the Oilers.
Well, I don't know if I've ever seen a crowd here at the Island be so excited so quickly in a hockey game, as they just love what their Islanders are doing to the Oilers once again. They've seen this scenario before. But here's a good example of what the Islanders are doing right now as they come out of their own zone, and Charlie Huddy tries to come in and take Tonelli out of the play. Look at Tonelli. Sticks up, elbows up, knees are up, everything going, and all of a sudden here come the Islanders on a 2-on-1 again.
Islanders looking for another one. Langevin in from the point. Takes it into the corner. Hughes all over him. Hughes trying to clear it now. Vogelin is out of the penalty box along with Gilbert. Randy Gregg being watched by two Islanders. His pass nowhere near Hughes. Down inside Islander territory. Dave Hunter gets to it first, and now it's whistled down on an offside.
Well, there's no doubt about it. The Islanders have certainly been playing some good hockey lately. As Glenn Sather's got to be wondering, gosh, we haven't even had a chance to get warmed up out here, and all of a sudden we're down by 4. And they really felt that they were prepared for this hockey game as well, but oh boy, the Islanders just came out of there, they were shot out of a cannon. And almost everything they've shot at the net has gone in, and really only goal that Grant Fuhr might be faulted on was the Goring goal that went between his legs, but nevertheless it was a 2-on-1, and there's going to be a good scoring chance no matter what happened.
The goal by Trottier is 900th career point. You saw Grant Fuhr look a little shaky on the last shot. Langevin into the corner for Brent Sutter. He's taken to the boards heavily by Kevin Lowe. Randy Gregg loses it behind the net. It's centered and cleared to the corner by Lowe. Brent Sutter after it along the boards. Back to Pearson, and it hopped out over the line. Dave Hunter dumps it inside New York territory. McClellan was upended. Out to center, Brent Sutter missed the pass, and it's Randy Gregg with possession as the Islanders make a change. McClellan flips it in. Handled by Smith to Dineen. Ahead to Billy Carroll, his first shift tonight. He's playing with a slight groin pull. Dwayne Sutter slaps it in. Hughes to Paul Coffey. To Lindsman. He knocks down a high pass. Coming down with Messier. Lindsman tried to get by Dineen. He couldn't. Dineen down the boards for Keller. Keller in turn checked by Messier as he keeps it inside New York territory. Lindsman to the corner boards. And it's Gilbert can't dump it out. Huddy's shot tipped just wide by Messier. Potvin behind the net. Ahead for Keller. Icing is waved off. Grant Fuhr getting a tough time from the fans here in Uniondale. Oilers almost cough it up again, but Lindsman got back there to Paul Coffey. 4-0. Islanders leading, 11:27 remaining in the first period. Lindsman to Charlie Huddy. Slap shot. Easy save for Smith. Dineen off the boards and out. Coffey to Anderson. He shoots it in behind the net. Smith leaves it there for Gord Dineen. Messier almost stole it as the puck comes to the Oiler line to Fogelin. Oilers mixing up their defensive combinations at this point. Messier's pass almost intercepted by Bossy. He was halted by Fogelin. Gretzky's pass went off Anderson's skate. Big Clark Gillies after it, and a nice hip check by Kevin Lowe. Puck is centered. Trottier and Gillies both on the ice. Penalty to the Oilers. You're watching the Edmonton Oilers and the New York Islanders.
Well, things seem to be going from bad to worse here for the Oilers, as Glenn Anderson going to sit it out for a couple of minutes on a tripping call. Let's have a look at it right there in front of Grant Fuhr as Trottier is knocked down. 9-17. Glenn Anderson for tripping.
And the Islanders are on the power play. Trottier, Bossy, Gillies, Pearson, and Janssen. Face off just inside the blue line, directly in front of Grant Fuhr. Lee Fogelin gains possession off the face-off as Gretzky won it, and the Oilers clear it down. The Islanders, 24.2% on the power play. They are 9th in the NHL. Brian Trottier hands it off to Bossy. He was checked from behind by Gretzky, but Bossy took it away from him. Gillies is parked in the slot. Trottier goes behind the net. Back to the point to Pearson. To Trottier. Gillies in front.
Penalty.
Tripped up Curry.
They won't like it here, but almost the same kind of call against Anderson. It's going to be Big Clark Gillies trying to interfere with the Oilers out in front of Grant Fuhr, so that'll even things up.
Islanders penalty to number 9, Clark Gillies, 2 minutes tripping.
Here's the call. Gillies the trip.
47.
And there it is.
Gillies of the Islanders.
Harry Curry going down, so 4 aside once again.
Attention, please.
Minute 30 to go in the penalty to Anderson.
Report to security. Richard Gatto.
Gillies, excuse me, Bruce. Gillies off to a bit of a slow start this season with only 6 goals. But he's a big, important person on that Islander hockey club. Boy, the Islanders right here in the first 10 minutes of this game look to be as on top of their game as I've ever seen them. Something like they were in last spring's National Hockey League Finals.
Well, they were sharp in Edmonton 9 days ago when they won 4-2, and they're even sharper tonight, leading 4-0, 9:54 remaining in the first period. Janssen to Trottier. He dropped it back for Janssen. Coffey is there. Ahead for Gretzky, one-on-one against Stephen Pearson. Fakes the slap shot, then his poke check on a good play by the Islander defenseman. Janssen, a nice move to get away from Curry. To Bossy. Ahead to Trottier. 2-line offside pass.
Well, everybody on their feet here at the Coliseum with that poke check Pearson put on Wayne Gretzky. And then an almost breakaway for Trottier, but the 2-line pass will bring the face-off back into the Islander zone. And a good, solid defensive play by the big man Pearson. Gretzky fakes the shot, tries to go to his forehand, and Pearson just stayed with him and poke checked the puck off his stick.
51 seconds in the penalty to Glenn Anderson. The Oilers will be on a power play for 30 seconds when that penalty expires. Gord Dineen to Brent Sutter. He shoots it in off the corner boards. Dwayne Sutter hustled it after it, almost got a shot away. Ken Lindsman out with Messier. Messier streaking in, gets the pass on the right side, goes behind the net, was poke checked by Langevin. Lindsman trying to center it. Smith at the side of the net, left it for Brent Sutter. He kicks away at it. Oilers in forechecking, trying to get their first goal on the board. Brent Sutter with Dwayne Sutter and Dave Langevin. Hands it off to Dwayne Sutter. Slap shot saved by Tier. Rebound went just wide by Brent Sutter. Lindsman Put her right in front. Ken Morrow will keep it in for the Islanders. Slap shot. Here the save again. Wayne Sutter upended behind the net by Lindsman. Lindsman trying to force a face-off. Now Kevin Lowe moves in. Puck finally came loose to Anderson, who's out of the penalty box. Oilers on the power play. Messier shoots it in. Anderson goes into the corner after it. Tried to take it behind the net, but Denny Potvin is there. Potvin out to Tonelli. Down against Paul Coffey. A nice move by Tonelli, but he fell on the play. Gray to Coffey. 4 seconds in the Islander penalty. Coffey's shot went off. Ken Morrow's back to pick it up. Around the boards, kept in by Charlie Huddy. Overskated it. Here's a break for the Islanders again. Goring over to Tonelli. Lindstrom got back. Nice move by Tonelli in front to Goring, and he tipped it just wide. Nice play by Tonelli. And the fans want a penalty. Anderson dumps it in, and the Oilers will make another change. In the corner, Willie Lindstrom back to Lowe. Shot scores! Kevin Lowe.
Well, the Islanders caught standing around a little bit, still short-handed. Or was that penalty up? I guess that penalty had just expired. They really just hadn't got back into formation. Billy Smith had some trouble handling the puck. And Willie Lindstrom, a good pass to Kevin Lowe, who let it go right away, which was the key there. He didn't handle the puck, just a quick wrist shot, and bingo, right off that far goal post. Now, whether it went off Potvin or not, we'll have to wait and see, but nevertheless, Kevin Lowe will get credit for the goal.
Well, that may give the Oilers a lift. After an horrendous start, they're now down 4-1. Fogelin fires it in again as Semenko will chase in after it. Gilbert behind the net for Langevin. Lumley in there forechecking. Gilbert out to Billy Carroll, gets around Kevin Lowe at center on the left side to Gilbert. Keller on the right side, centered in front for Keller, but Conacher did a good job to tie him up. Keller again centers it, and Carroll fanned on it. Lumley to Semenko, back to Lumley. Slides it in, saved by Smith. Puck goes to the corner. Lumley tying up Pearson. Semenko in there digging for it, and a face-off inside Islander territory. Our hockey telecast returns in a moment.
Here's your Kevin Lowe, the goal scorer, which, Bruce, you mentioned it, it just might give the Oilers a bit of a lift here, even though they're still down by 3. We've got lots of hockey to play, 7:05 to go in this first period, and basically it's been all Islanders here in the first. 10-10 shots on goal at this point, but the Oilers can just hope to try to play it steady and try to climb back into this thing one at a time.
Denny Potvin to Brent Sutter. Drops it back for Bourne. He was knocked to the ice by the newcomer to the Oilers, McClellan. Slapped in by Hughes wide. Dave Hunter trying to keep it in for the Oilers, but it's cleared out by Dwayne Sutter. Oilers trying to do some body checking. McClellan drops it back to Hughes. In with Dave Hunter. McClellan going for the front of the net. He missed the pass. And it's cleared by Bourne to Brent Sutter. Drops it back to Deneen. Slap shot. Scores! As it went right in front to Dwayne Sutter.
Well, you talk about breaks, Bruce. Sutter was Johnny on the spot this time. You know, the Islanders are catching the Oilers up at their own blue line, trying to pinch in, and they're catching them and banging it around them and getting 2-on-1 and 3-on-2s. That was a misfire by the Islanders, and Sutter right on the spot to just redirect it behind Grant Fuhrer, who didn't have a chance on the play. But Gord Denis wound up to take the shot. Maybe the Oilers may have gotten a piece of it, and it just trickled towards the goal. Fuhrer was already committed, and all of a sudden they erased that Oiler goal, and it's 5-1 Islanders. Still 6:19 to play in first period.
Dwayne Sutter from Viking, Alberta gives them a 5-1 lead. Pearson slides it in behind the net. The Oilers in a state of shock. Fogelin to Anderson. Lindsman off his skates, and Brian Trottier picks it up and shoots it right back in for New York. Fogelin high off the glass for Anderson. He knocked it down to Lindsman. Messier on the left side. Lindsman centers it. Messier takes the shot, and Smith sprawled across to make a great save. Trottier gave it away in front. Backhand shot by Anderson, and Smith is there again.
Boy, those two plays look like deja vu from the finals last year, I'm going to tell you. Billy Smith, the man of the hour right now, as Mark Messier had an opportunity to drill it in the open net. He hesitated for just a second. Watch this. He was at a very bad angle, but nevertheless, Billy Smith came back to make the save, and then Glenn Anderson, moments after that, intercepted a Trottier pass and just was unable to get that darn thing up over top of Smith as he got the big goal stick in the way. But we saw that many times in last year's final, and Glenn Anderson walking away from that play with his head looking skyward.
Kevin Lowe's slap shot, and Smith got a piece of that as the puck went out of play.
Well, that's the kind of thing that really kills you. The Islanders come down and get what you might call a gift goal, the 5th goal by Sutter. And then the Oilers get some chances like that, should score and can't, or the goaltender comes up big as Billy Smith did there. But Bruce, the Oilers are getting caught trying to pinch in and catch the Islanders coming around the boards. The Islanders are just bouncing it off the boards and having a guy come up the middle and go and get it against the boards and getting those 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s.
Bob Bourne streaking in on the left side, centered it, and Kevin Lowe is there for the Oilers. Ahead for Anderson. Hotman did a good job to keep it in to Bob Bourne. Bourne still with it, lets the shot go, and it was blocked in front by Lee Fogelin. This is NHL hockey live from the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale. New York Islanders have exploded in this first period for 5 goals. They lead the Oilers 5-1. 5 minutes, 12 seconds remaining. Willie Lindstrom to Jari Kurri. Kurri hit Janssen with his pass, cleared by Nystrom. Here's Butch Goring with it, down against Coffey. Cleared it in front, Fuhrer out to hand it off to Charlie Huddy. Ahead for Lindstrom. Hit Morrow with his pass. Puck squirted loose, and Lindstrom has it again to Paul Coffey. Wayne Gretzky with Lindstrom on the left side, Kurri on the right. Gretzky tried to feed it back. Huddy at the point, a slap shot that Smith got his blocker on.
Well, once again, the Islanders standing up at their blue line, breaking up Gretzky and the Oilers, trying to get something to happen, make a play at the line. And Gretzky, of course, been a bit frustrated lately, looking for that 300th goal. And the Islanders have done a pretty good job against him in the last 8 games. He's not scored a goal against this hockey club. And he'd like to break out of that tonight and help his team come back here and try to get something out of this evening.
Gretzky has it inside New York territory. Fanned on his pass, knocked to the ice by Morrow, and he dumped it out. Of course, Gretzky trying to set an NHL record tonight. If he gets a point, it'll be his 31st consecutive game.
Well, this hockey game a long way from over, but you could see the Oilers come back, Bruce. You may see more of the same, which the Oilers certainly hope doesn't happen. They want to get in after this period and try to find out what went wrong in the first 5 minutes of this period. And certainly correct it. It almost looked like a switch of sweaters out there. The Islanders doing all the skating and everything clicking for them, but they're hustling tonight. They're jumping and they're getting to those loose pucks that the Oilers are not.
Thomas Janssen from Sweden shoots it in. Oilers still have Kurri, Gretzky, and Lindstrom as their forward line. Tonelli in the corner, out for Bob Nystrom. He fights for it, upended at the side of the net by Huddy. Paul Coffey ahead for Gretzky, kept in by Morrow. Puck bouncing in front. Tonelli took a shot, and Fuhrer made a good save. Lindstrom checked behind the net by Tonelli. And this line can do that to you. Coffey flips it out near center for Gretzky, and back there to get it is Thomas Janssen. To Tonelli. Goring going for the front of the net. Tonelli in front for Goring. He was spun around. Behind the net, Kaller. Checked by Kurri. Jackson ahead to Dave Hunter, out to Gretzky. Gretzky is stopped at the blue line by Pearson, and they mixed it up. Randy Gregg back for Gretzky. He got around Pearson. He came back to cover up. Then Pearson goes heavily into the corner as he was checked by Jari Kurri.
You notice 3 guys, 3 Islanders around 99 every time he's getting near their blue line.
Gretzky fed a pass ahead for Dave Hunter. Dave Langevin to Stefan Pearson. Billy Carroll got away from McClelland at center. To Anders Keller. Gilbert poised in the slot. He got the pass. Couldn't get a shot away. Pat Hughes brings it back for the Oilers. Down by himself against Langevin, and he's poke checked. Hughes to the side of the net. Langevin took Hughes out heavily. Pretty good body checking in this period. Gray ahead for McClelland. He tried to poke it into the corner to Hughes. Langevin is down on the ice. Other Islanders in there as they battle away for it. Bob Myers watching closely. They still kick at it along the boards. The Islanders trying to get it out of there. McClelland at the point with it. No whistle, surprisingly. Hughes put it right in front. It was grabbed by Billy Smith. Anders Keller out to Gilbert. Gilbert, a neat little move at his own line. Jackson sent it back in. Oilers making a change. Langevin turned around by Randy Gray. Mark Messier being hounded by Brian Trottier. Lindsman out to Anderson. He got around Clark Gillies and took an elbow from Gord Dineen. Kenny Potvin ahead for Gillies. Kept in at the point by Lowe for Messier. Lindsman into the corner after it. Lost possession to Potvin. Gord Dineen can't clear it. Messier at the point. Over for Anderson, and the pass went behind him. Now it's Mike Bossy with 2 goals tonight. He fires it in. Puck goes into the far corner. Kevin Lowe chasing after it. So does Trottier. Trottier taken to the ice. There's a shot by Bossy, and it went out the leg of Fogelin. Potvin at the point in front to Trottier's shot. Good save by Fuhr. As the Islanders getting some good shots away. Potvin again at the point. He got around Lindsman. Behind the net for Bossy. Dineen in from the other point. To Bossy behind the net. Oilers running around. Bossy back to the point to Potvin. Slap shot. Fuhr got his glove on it. Where's the puck? Goes into the corner. Trottier back for Gillies. Oilers in total disarray. Dineen to Potvin. Dumped it in front. Dineen gets it back. Checked by Messier. Anderson going after it. And the Islanders are all over the Oilers. Kevin Lowe finally slaps it out of his own zone. Standing ovation for the Islanders with 19 seconds remaining in the period. Wayne Gretzky in with Lindstrom. Take the shot again. Puck goes into the corner. Trottier has it. Wayne Sutter ahead for Bourne. He goes after it, and Fuhr is out to clear it. And that's going to end the first period. What a period as the Islanders go off to a standing ovation.
Well, it's a well-deserved standing ovation. The Oilers are just glad they get the heck off of this ice surface and regroup and try to come back and get into this hockey game. But my goodness, I've never seen a period that the Islanders have dominated anybody like they did the Oilers in that one. Although they only got 14-13 lead in shots on goal. They could have had 8 or 9. They've got 5. The Oilers have only got the 1. But boy, let's regroup it and come back for number 2.
The score after one period. The Islanders 5 and Edmonton 1.
Tomorrow night, the Oilers action on ITV continues. We're going downtown to Madison Square Garden. The second-place team in the Patrick Division, the New York Rangers, host the Edmonton Oilers. The Rangers, one of the most improved and surprising franchises in the National Hockey League so far this season. That's the Oilers and the Rangers tomorrow night at 5:30, right here on ITV.
The Oilers will be looking for a better start tomorrow night. Tonight, the game barely 5 minutes old, and the New York Islanders had a 4-0 lead. A pair of goals by Mike Bossy, Butch Goring, and Brian Trottier. Trottier's goal at 5:17, as you see. The Oilers finally hit the score sheet at 12-13. Kevin Lowe's 4th of the year. But Dwayne Sutter on a gift, as Mickey mentioned, at 13-37. The Islanders all over the Oilers in the first period, and they lead it 5-1. Kind of a surprising stat. The Oilers outshot the Islanders 14-13, both teams with a pair of minor penalties. Mickey, the Oilers have to regroup. There's no doubt about that.
Well, that they do, Bruce. That, by the way, Trottier's goal was his 900th point in the National Hockey League. That's quite a record for that little guy at center ice. Not so little, actually. He's only about 5'10", 5'11", but weighs 205 pounds, and he's very difficult to move off that puck, and he out-wrestles a lot of guys quite often to get control of the puck. But, well, that was a difficult period, needless to say. Boy, the Oilers just not really being successful at much of anything, even though they were up shots on goal. The Islanders did everything right in that period. And I think the most part, Bruce, they just jumped on the Oilers every chance they had. They got the loose pucks. They trapped the Oilers in coming out of their own blue line as the Oilers tried to pinch in and stop the puck right there at the Islander blue line. And they had numerous 3-on-2, 2-on-1 breaks, and as a result they got themselves 5 goals. But Edmonton can't afford really to just wide open this thing and let it go and play end to end. They've still got to try to plug it out, I guess, and take the body. That's what the Islanders really did in that first period very well, as take the body every time they had a chance. They stopped the Oilers for the most part through the center ice zone and at the Islander blue line. No consistency for the Oilers offensively.
The second period is underway. Puck in the Islanders zone. Dave Hunter able to keep it in on his backhand. In for McClellan, but Bob Bourne is there. Stolen a shot by Hunter and a good blocker save by Billy Smith. Pearson down the boards for Dwayne Sutter, out to brother Brent. On the left side to Bob Bourne. Bourne on his backhand took the shot, and Dave Hunter was there for the Oilers. He brings it back. Oilers are 3-on-2. Pass too far ahead for McClellan, who's getting a lot of ice time tonight. As he's inserted between Pat Hughes and Dave Hunter. Fogelin for McClellan. He couldn't pick up the pass at center. Pearson back to get it inside his own zone, and it's icing against the Oilers.
Now, the one thing the Islanders certainly have in their favor here is they can just sit back now and play their kind of game. As you look at Dwayne Sutter, a former 50-goal scorer in the junior ranks, one of 6 brothers in the National Hockey League. His 5th year as a professional. As you saw in the opening of our show, he had those 2 big goals early in that hockey game in Edmonton a week ago.
Must be interesting when they play Philadelphia and Ron and Rich come to town to play against their brothers.
How'd you like to broadcast that?
No thanks. Nice from a shot. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Probably be a heck of a game.
You bet.
Puck comes back inside Islander territory. Johnson back to get it, and again it is icing against the Oilers.
Well, the fans don't like this defensive style we're seeing right now. A couple of icings in a row by the Oilers. Jerry Curry trying to get himself on track as well as the rest of the Oilers here tonight. Off to a great start this season. You see one of his beats, second to Gretzky in the goal scoring. Wayne with 30.
Bouncing puck to Fura at the face-off. He covers up. Just over a minute gone in the second period. The Islanders in a 5-1 lead. A look at Grant Fuhr. He started the last game against the Islanders in Edmonton and, of course, was a 4-2 loser. He only has 2 losses in the entire season.
Tied with Al Jensen, Bruce, for the league lead in victories with 14. Al Jensen of Washington. By Coffey and Tonelli. Sticks her up to look out. Oh, boy. Lindstrom is hurt. A high stick caught him. There's going to be some guys thrown out of the game here, I'm sure. Somebody grabbed Tonelli. One of the Oilers came from behind and grabbed Tonelli out of that pile. I can't really see. It's Coffey, is it?
Yeah.
Paul Coffey down at the bottom there. But it all started down against the penalty box as they brought their sticks up, and all of a sudden they were into a wrestling match. Tonelli, a tireless worker for the Islanders, never stops slugging and forechecking. He's the kind of a guy that'll just drive you crazy out there. Tenacious forechecker. Some frustration, I'm sure, showing on the part of Paul Coffey as he shakes a finger at John Tonelli and back and forth.
Live from the Nassau Coliseum, this is your Molson Hockey Telecast. Well, John Tonelli of the Islanders and Paul Coffey of the Oilers still exchanging opinions.
There's where it started, at the blue line, with Goring really tangling with Coffey, and then in came Tonelli, and they both get 4 minutes apiece. Slashing, roughing, slashing, roughing.
Teams 5 aside. Gretzky, Curry, Huddy, and Lowe for the Oilers as Huddy dumps it in. Grabbed by Billy Smith. Doesn't know what to do with it, and will hold on with Curry cruising in.
Well, again, one of the things the Oilers wanted to try to do tonight was to get out in front of the Islanders and make them change their game plan and sort of disrupt things. But once again, they find themselves behind early in the going. After 28 seconds, Mike Bossy jammed one in. And it's the Oilers again that have to readjust things and try to get back into the game, the position they found themselves in so often before.
There's a look at, sorry, Mickey, there's a look at 26-year-old John Tonelli, born in Hamilton. He and Coffey off for 4 minutes. Their penalty's just underway. Trottier behind his net to Janssen. It's Goring, Trottier, Janssen, and Morrow for the Islanders. Ken Morrow, who Tim Spellisy talked to in the first period. Intermission to Butch Goring for Trottier as the Islanders having a little trouble getting organized. Morrow forced back by Gretzky. At the point, Lowe failed to keep it in. Trottier goes after it, and Huddy is there for the Oilers. Huddy trying to go wide on Morrow. Gretzky going for the front of the net. Back to the point to Lowe. To Gretzky. Over to Curry. Kevin Lowe in from the point, and it was cleared by Trottier. Islanders make a change as Curry goes back to get it. To Gretzky, ahead for Don Jackson. He dropped it back for Gretzky. He's stopped by Potvin at the blue line, and Gord Dineen takes over. Dineen with Bossy and Trottier. Dineen taken to the boards by Jackson. Randy Gregg. Back for Jackson in the corner. Dineen took it away. Bossy, a shot just wide. Potvin at the point. Into the far corner. Bossy is there. Good move on Jackson. Bossy right in front to Trottier, jamming at it on the short side, and Fuhr covers up with the stick.
Boy, Bossy sure looks great tonight. He is in full gear. This time he makes a play into the middle, almost sets up his centerman Trottier again for another goal. And Bossy is just skating so fluidly here tonight. He's had some injury problems early in this season, and Bossy came into this hockey game with 21 goals. Another great start for him, and he's got a pair tonight.
2:23 in the coincidental minors. Team still 5 aside. Dineen, a shot from the point. It's tipped in front. Rebound rolls to Lindsman. He can't clear it. Trottier with it. Trottier fanned in the backhand as he was knocked to the ice. Fans hollering for a penalty. Anderson out to Lindsman. He's checked by Dineen. And it was stolen by Anderson, but Trottier is back. The Islander forwards have been coming back, doing a good job tonight. 5-1. Islanders leading 16-38 to play in the second period. Don Jackson shoots it in, and the Oilers are offside.
Notice the Oilers are really not committing themselves now offensively as you look at Glenn Anderson. They're just not jumping on the Islanders. They're afraid to get caught, and well, it should be the case, as they did get caught so many times in that first period and really got burnt. But that makes you that much more apprehensive to commit yourself when you're checking and forechecking, and as a result, you allow that team to turn around and get something offensively going when you hang back as well. So, one of those darned if you do, darned if you don't things tonight so far for the Oilers.
Fans in New York having a good time tonight. Ken Morrow on the left side to Bob Bourne. Caller on the right side. Back to Morrow, moving in, takes the shot, and Fuhr got his glove on that one. Fogelin for Messier. Morrow almost stole it. Puck slides inside Islander territory. Janssen being watched by Gretzky. Messier steals it in the corner to Gretzky. Can't get a shot away. Turns against Morrow. Gretzky weaving around with the puck. Being watched by Morrow to Fogelin. Lets the shot go. Went off his stick and out of play.
Gretzky showing some good puck control on that play, but boy, it's amazing. The Islanders are just, they just aren't allowing the Oilers any room at all out there. The veteran Lee Fogelin had that shot deflected up over the glass, but the Islanders, Bruce, are just jumping every time they get a chance. They just rush a blue sweater, and they don't give the Oilers a chance to really set anything up, and that really disrupts the offensive flow of the Edmonton team.
Bear in mind, Gretzky looking for an NHL record tonight. If he scores a point, it'll be 31 consecutive games. He's gone 4 games without a goal, still looking for his 300th career. Gretzky has it, but lost it to Caller. Caller has Janssen going for the net. Still has control. Now gives it to Janssen in the corner. Takes the shot, and he hit Caller in the back with it. And Caller upset Lowe. They go to the corner. Caller trying to force a face-off. Puck went loose to Gretzky. Ahead for Fogelin, and Brent Sutter was there. Back to Langevin, a former Edmonton Oiler. On the right side to Brent Sutter. Back to Langevin. Slap shot. Fogelin blocked it. Dwayne Sutter to Brent Sutter, and he tipped it just wide. Fogelin from behind the net. Islanders almost had their sixth. Low to Curry. Gretzky breaking for the open. He's got the pass. Gretzky in a low. Takes the shot. Smith makes the save on Wayne Gretzky. And that brings a standing ovation from the fans.
And that hurts the Oilers. That hurts them.
Charlie Huddy. A glorious opportunity for Gretzky's 300th, and Smith stopped him at 2-on-1. Goring with Wayne Sutter, going right in, scores!
It looks like it could be a long night for the Oilers. Once again, the Islanders just bottling up that center ice area, and the little guy Goring, in his 15th year in the NHL, just zooms in across the front of that net around the Edmonton defense and jams it home for his second goal of the night. There's a 3-on-1 break for the Islanders, and boy, we've seen lots of them.
Islanders goal is second of the game, ninth of the
In this first period and 5 minutes of the second period. When it's going bad, that's the way it happens. Gretzky misses a one-on-one breakaway with Billy Smith. And back come the Islanders and make it 6-1.
Butch Goring, 34 years old. He was born in St. Boniface, Manitoba. And he looked good scoring on that one.
With those little feet going, didn't he?
Sure did. 6-1 Islanders. Langevin off the glass to Gilbert. This is a 3-on-2. Over to Carroll. For Nystrom in the slot, and he overskated it. Coffey is out of the penalty box. So is Tonelli. In fact, they mixed it up a little bit after that Islander goal as Semenko is jammed into the boards by Pearson. Langevin knocked to the ice by Lumley. Slap shot. Smith the save on Randy Gray. This is NHL Tuesday night hockey. The New York Islanders 6. The Edmonton Oilers 1. 14:02. The time remaining in the second period. Wayne Gretzky missing a clear breakaway, and Butch Goring scoring right after. Anders Keller, a 3-on-2. Trottier alone on the left side, shoots, and a good glove save by Fuhr.
Well, I hate to keep harping on a point, Bruce, but that is about the fourth or fifth 3-on-2 we've seen here in less than 7 minutes of this second period. And we don't have many Oiler highlights, but hopefully we'll get a chance to look at that Gretzky breakaway a little later on.
Puck loose in front, a backhand shot just wide by Gilbert as the Islanders pour it on. They dig it loose along the boards, but Gray came up with it to Paul Coffey. Lead pass for Hunter. Couldn't corral it. Billy Smith. Back to leave it for Langevin. On the left side for Gilbert. Carroll going for the front of the net. He's all alone. Gilbert drops it to Pearson. His shot kicked out by Fuhr. Coffey to Pat Hughes. To Hunter. Back to Hughes. Lets the slap shot go. Billy Smith loves it, and he'll hang on.
Well, it's been mostly Islanders, but let's have a look at one of the few Oiler highlights. Lowe to Curry and Gretzky. Not quite sure what Wayne was trying to do here. He really kind of took it easy on Billy Smith. It looked like that time he seemed to be off stride a little bit, not really able to do what he wanted. He sort of gave him a half of a deke and went to the forehand, but I kind of expected him when I saw it develop that he might try to shoot the puck past Billy Smith. But it was not to be that time, and as you mentioned, Bruce, Wayne looking for goal number 300. Consecutive point scoring streak, game 31 tonight. He's tied his own record from a year ago at 30. And I spoke to Wayne before the hockey game, and he is somewhat frustrated. As you mentioned, he hadn't scored also in four last games they've played, and also in the last 8 that they've played this hockey club, and he'd like that nothing better than to get a couple by Mr. Smith. But it's been all Billy Smith against Gretzky so far.
Glenn Anderson stopped at the line as 4 Islanders were back there. They've been coming back all night. Dineen for Bossy. Kevin Lowe takes over at center. Fogelin dumped it to the line. Fogelin was knocked to the ice by Trottier. Lindsman to Messier. Moving in. Quick wrist shot just wide. He can let it go quick. Bossy for Gillies. He just flips it out, and Kevin Lowe goes back to get it for the Oilers. Lee Fogelin chops it to center. Potvin to Dineen. Moves in across the line, let the quick shot go. Easy save for Fuhr. Messier picked it up. Rink wide to Anderson. To Lindsman. Anderson trailing on the play. Messier trying to catch up. Lindsman was spun around by Potvin, and Gord Dineen has it. Checked by Lindsman. Looking for help in front for Anderson, and he fanned on it. Puck came off the boards. Bossy dropped it back to Dineen. Ahead for Bossy. Too far ahead. Coffey will get back to touch it. Icing against the Islanders. You're watching the Edmonton Oilers and the New York Islanders. This is Bruce Buchanan along with Mickey Redmond and Tim Spellacy. 11:53 remains in the second period. Wayne Gretzky and Butch Goring to take the face-off. 6-1 Islanders leading. Tomorrow night, it's the Oilers and the Rangers from downtown New York.
You cashing in your chips tonight? It certainly doesn't look very promising for the Oilers. There's one of the hard-working Islanders, Bobby Nystrom, who has a thing for being in the right place at the right time. He's got several overtime goals in his NHL career, and not a great big scorer during the season, but boy, what a playoff performer he's been for the Islanders.
Willie Lindstrom fans on a shot off the face-off. Kenny Morrow. Ortonelli stopped at the point by Curry. He waits. Got it to Huddy. Slop shot, a high one. Gretzky was right in front. He and Smith had a bit of a confrontation. Lindstrom trying to center it, and it was poked to the corner by the Islanders. And slapped down the ice. Icing is waved off.
Did Smith give Gretzky a shove there?
Paul Coffey over to Charlie Huddy. Curry. Lindstrom couldn't knock down a high pass. Sweeps it in behind the net. Smith leaves it for Thomas Janssen. Kennelly on the left side to Goring as the Islanders break out again. Nystrom moving in, shot, and the save by Fuhr. Nystrom is upset, and Lindstrom will go to the penalty box. Our hockey telecast returns in a moment.
Well, 9:06 gone in the second period, and Willie Lindstrom will have a bit of a rest as he hauls down Bobby Nystrom right in the middle of your screen. Bob Myers there to make the call, and once again the Islanders get an opportunity to extend this lead. It's already 6-1.
Second power play of the evening for the Islanders. Potvin is checked, and McClellan would have had a breakaway, but Potvin upended him. Islanders had a power play for 1 minute and 30 seconds in the first period. Bourne fires it in. That comes around the boards. Dwayne Sutter tried to let it go for Stefan Pearson. Messier. Fogelin trailing on the play. Couldn't get the pass. And it's Brent Sutter with possession. To Bourne. Back to Brent Sutter. Sutter still with it as he shoots it in behind the net. Puck goes into the corner. Hughes falls. Brent Sutter has it. To Bourne moving in front. A weak backhand wide. Bourne goes after it. For Pearson. Good job to keep it in. Bourne trying to flip it in front. Two Islanders, both Sutter brothers parked there. Brent gets it back to Dwayne. Over for Bob Bourne. And Messier to Hughes. 57 seconds in the Oiler penalty as the puck is gloved by Smith. Brian Trottier now on the ice. Pass intercepted. Hughes was all alone in front, but Hunter couldn't get him the pass. Now Dwayne Sutter with it. Around the boards for Clark Gillies. To Brian Trottier. Bossy hasn't had a chance to come on yet. Janssen takes it in across the Oiler line over to Bossy, who's on the ice. Bossy to Potvin. Shot! And Fuhr just got a piece of it. Potvin trying to center it. Came back to the point for Gillies. Into the corner for Bossy. For Trottier to Potvin. A shot! Kicked out. Rebound. Bossy trying to get a shot away. Now does. And it was blocked in front by Paul Coffey.
Boy, if Potvin gets that puck back to Bossy, it's an easy third goal for Mike Bossy. Potvin chose to take the shot, and we're still at 6-1.
Brian Trottier. Hopped around Coffey. Goes into the corner. Gretzky hooking him. Penalty is over to the Oilers. They're back at full strength. Lindstrom leaves it for Gretzky. Over for Curry. Oilers with a 3-on-2. Back for Gretzky. In front to Curry. Going right in. Takes it to the side of the net. Out centers it. And Lindstrom had a stick tied up by Tonelli. That would have been Gretzky's point. Bossy can't handle the pass near center. 8:27 remaining second period. 6-1 Islanders. Brian Trottier, leading scorer on the Islanders this season. Tonelli out at center for Bossy. Curry was there for the Oilers, and he drops it back to Fogelin. Paul Coffey dumps it in, and the Oilers will make a change. At least defensively. Janssen off the glass. That was knocked down. Gretzky for Curry. He was dumped at the side of the net. Penalty to Janssen. This is NHL hockey live from the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale.
Thomas Janssen in the box for the Islanders for hauling down Jari Kurri as the Oilers put a bit of pressure on Bruce. Almost came up with the goal. There's the penalty. Watch the high stick. Curry's stick accidentally caught Smith. He's lucky he had that big helmet on. Got the Oilers an opportunity on the power play here to get their second goal of the night.
Oilers had a brief power play in the first period for only 30 seconds. This is really their first full-fledged power play of the evening. Fifth in the NHL, 26.5% efficiency rating. An unusual alignment for the Oilers. Dave Lumley plays the point with Kevin Lowe, Lindsman, Anderson, and Messier. Of course, we're used to seeing that combination. And Butch Goring, who had the 6th goal tonight for the Islanders. Actually, he's got a couple on the night. He and Bossy both with a pair. Lindsman to the side of the net to Messier as the Oilers try and set up. Messier cutting in front. Took the shot. It was blocked by Pearson, and Butch Goring scoots out the center with it. Slap shot by Goring goes wide. Came off the backboards. And Kevin Lowe has it. To Dave Lumley. He gets in across the line. Takes the shot way wide of the net. Came back to the point. Lowe is there. On the other side for Lumley. Moves into the corner to Messier. Shot! And he fired it just wide. Low. Over to Lumley. Down the boards for Messier. Langevin moves over. Tonelli fights for it along the boards. Anderson also there.
Yeah, that faceoff will come back outside the Islander zone as Mark Messier grabbed that puck with his hand and hauled it underneath his body. And Mark off to a bit of a slow start this year with only 10 goals. But he's been getting the chances. He told me before the hockey game, it's not like I've been shut out or anything. He's getting lots of opportunities, and that's the main thing. As long as you keep working and getting the chances, eventually they should go in, especially for a talented player like Mark Messier.
Oilers make a change. Gretzky now at center with Messier and Anderson. Curry and Coffey at the points as Coffey gives it to Messier. Messier splits the defense, goes into the corner after it. Back to Curry. To Messier, to Curry again. They play back and forth. Paul Coffey to Curry. Looking for a man in front. Lets the shot go over top of the net. Bob Bourne gulps it out for the Islanders. 34 seconds and the penalty to Janssen. Curry to Messier. Rink-wide pass for Anderson. Couldn't pick it up. And again, it is cleared by Ken Morrow. Oilers' final chance coming up. 16 seconds and the penalty to Janssen. Jari Kurri has to go back after it. Paul Coffey to Dave Hunter. Takes the shot wide. Came off the boards. Putman for the Islanders. Took a check from Anderson, but cleared it down the ice, and the penalty is over to the Islanders. Janssen in against Fuhr, and he almost lost possession. Dave Hunter bumped near the penalty box area. Gretzky to Hughes. Slap shot, and Langevin blocked it. Hughes trying to center it. Puck goes high and out of play.
Well, not that this one's a long way from over. We won't give up the Oiler chances yet, losing 6-1 here. But tomorrow night we've got the Rangers downtown New York, Madison Square Garden, and Bruce, as you mentioned earlier, let's hope at least tomorrow night that the Oilers can get out to a better start than's happened to them here tonight. And the Rangers had a rough time last night as the old devil jumped up and bit him on the backside. 7-3 at the Garden, and boy, oh boy, they were screaming down at Madison Square Garden as the Devils put on quite a show. Tommy McVie, the new coach, and boy, the New York fans are rough to get along with to begin with. Boy, but their team loses 7-3 at home against the New Jersey Devils. They're tough to handle.
Rangers should be fired up tomorrow night. The Oilers have been in there once already this season and came up with a victory. The Rangers will be waiting tomorrow night. Back out to center is Hunter. Gives it to Jackson. His pass intercepted by Brent Sutter. On the left side for Bob Bourne. Islanders make a change. Randy Gregg for Dave Hunter. Pass through center. Gilbert is there and dumps it back inside Oiler territory. 5:10 remaining in the second period. 6-1 Islanders. Gilbert for Dwayne Sutter, knocks it back in front. Brent Sutter couldn't get a shot away. Jackson trying to clear it. Greg Will for Hunter. Pass was too high. Pearson to Dwayne Sutter. For Brent Sutter near center. Randy Gregg is there. To Pat Hughes down with Hunter and McClellan. McClellan centers it in front, and Hughes couldn't get the shot away. McClellan goes behind the net, centers it. Gregg a shot, and Billy Smith comes up with another big save for the Islanders. With 4:41 to play in the second period, the score is the Islanders 6, the Oilers 1. Bruce Buchanan with Mickey Redmond and Tim Spellacy. 4:41 left to be played in the second period. And the Islanders have a 6-1 lead. Face off to the left of Billy Smith. Just made a big save off Randy Gregg. Lindsman and Trottier on the face-off. Messier try to get it to the side of the net to Anderson, but the Islanders come up with it. Bossy with 2 goals on the night. Slap shot hit Kevin Lowe with it. Messier drops it back to Kevin Lowe. He spins around with it, having trouble. Checked by Bossy. Trottier for Bossy in front. His backhands went wide. Oilers having trouble clearing it. Bossy for Gillies. Has some time to Potvin. A blazing slap shot that just missed. Dineen keeps it in at the right point. Lowe finally flips it out for Lindsman. Too far ahead. Potvin back there to get it. Icing against the Oilers.
Now the fans love it here at the Coliseum, Bruce, and we'll let the folks know right now that this telecast is protected by copyright and is intended solely for the non-commercial entertainment of our viewing audience. Any use, reproduction, distribution in whole or in part of the pictures, descriptions herein contained without the expressed consent of Canadian Sports Network and ITV is strictly prohibited.
Heck of a job, Mickey. Heck of a job. Face-off inside Oiler territory to the left of Grant Fuhrer. Trottier, Gillies, and Bossy for the Islanders, and they have been dangerous tonight. Dineen at the point. Slides it in front. Bossy, a weak backhand. And Charlie Huddy cleared it away. Anderson shoots it in. Messier couldn't get to it at the side of the net. Trottier backhands it into the penalty box area.
There you see the 900-point sign for Brian Trottier. We mentioned before, and what a career he's had for these Islanders. Number 19, drafted number 2 by the Islanders back in 1974, in his 9th year now, out of Val-Marie, Saskatchewan.
And of course, won the Hart Trophy as the league's MVP in 1978-79. A shot saved by Smith. Penalty to the Islanders for holding.
So Denny Potvin going to get the call this time. Glenn Anderson had himself parked right in front of Billy Smith. As the shot came through from the Islander blue line, and there's the captain, Potvin. Holding is the call.
Oilers another chance on the power play.
Well, Potvin is their leader back there at that blue line. A very cool customer, boy. He just sets everything up like the quarterback. Here's a look at Denny Potvin. As he did a little too much work that time on the Oilers. And Glenn Anderson. Gretzky this time now on the Oiler power play playing the left point with Coffey on the right. Curry, Mark Messier, and Glenn Anderson on the front.
Trottier won the draw to Dave Langevin. Down the boards, kept in by Coffey. Trottier gets over to it and slaps it down the ice.
Butch Goring with a couple of shorthanded goals this year for the Islanders is out there now. He's got 2 goals in the game, not shorthanded, but they've got to watch out for him.
Mark Messier to Wayne Gretzky. Stops with it along the boards to Curry. A quick shot and a shoulder save by Billy Smith. Coffey slaps, scores! Smith didn't even see it.
What a shot. What a shot by Coffey.
And I think Gretzky may have picked up an assist, he and Curry.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Gretzky did set up Yari Curry originally for the shot, which Smith made a good save on the short side. And we'll have to see how that puck got back to Coffey. Now here comes
Edmonton goal, his 14th of the season.
the flip shot. I think it was an Islander that tried to flip it out. Unassisted, probably.
Goal was unassisted.
Yep, unassisted's the call.
Time of the goal.
There's Tonelli trying to backhand it out. It's held in by Paul Coffey and directly over top of Billy Smith and into the top corner.
Goal at 16.
An unassisted goal. 16:54. Paul Coffey. 6-2 Islanders.
Puck was in the net before Smith could react. Caught Curry behind the net for Semenko. Morrow clears it. Kept in at the point by Coffey. Gretzky couldn't handle the pass behind the net. John Tonelli out to Butch Goring at 2-on-1 with Nystrom. Goring back to Nystrom. The Goring scores his 3rd goal of the night.
Hat trick for Goring. 29 seconds after the Oilers score. Once again, they break out of their own zone up the middle. It's a 2-on-1. Goring to Nystrom, back to Goring. Grant Fuhr, no chance again. And there comes a couple of big hats. A Mexican sombrero out on the ice. A red cowboy hat. 3-goal hat trick for little Butch Goring. Once again, a look at it. There's some hats for the collection.
He really is an exciting hockey player, Butch Goring.
Something else, boy. He's been doing this kind of stuff for 15 seasons in the National Hockey League. Goring has.
As they continue to pick up hats, balloons.
We talk about Conn Smythe winners. Number 91, Butch Goring, 1980-81 was the Conn Smythe winner for the Islanders. Look at Goring. You think he isn't excited? He went flying into the boards, lost his stick, but the goal was in, and yes, sir. Big hat trick for the little guy, and a 7-2 lead. Islanders just 29 seconds. After the Oilers had made it 6-2, back come the Islanders.
And the fans are standing again. What a show the Islanders have put on tonight. A 7-2 lead, 2.5 minutes left in the second period. Janssen stops Gretzky at center. Tonelli to Nystrom. Goring's in front looking for number 4 as Nystrom fights off a check. Then falls, tripped over Tonelli, and the Oilers come up with it. Huddy gave it away to Goring. Nystrom alone in front. Takes the shot, and Fuhr robbed him.
Well, the Oilers are just awfully careless back in their own zone. There was nobody there. 3 Islanders. As Goring intercepted the pass. Look at this. Charlie Huddy tried to jam it up the front. There was Tonelli, Goring, and Nystrom. And nobody from the Oilers except Grant Fuhr, and he made the save. How'd you like to be that guy?
No thanks.
It's a tough enough position to be playing day in and day out, let alone when your team is having the kind of problems the Oilers are against this Islander machine, boy.
McClelland and Brent Sutter on the face-off. Bourne steals it to Pearson, slap shot, and Fuhr got in the way of that one. Randy Gray goes behind his own net to relieve some of the pressure briefly to Jackson. Rink wide to Pat Hughes. A 3-on-2 with McClelland and Hunter. The Islanders quickly caught a backhand shot by Hughes, and it's batted to the corner by Billy Smith. Hunter and Langevin collided in the corner. McClellan banned on his shot. Langevin behind his net for Bourne. Out to Brent Sutter. It's a 2-on-1. Brent and Dwayne Sutter takes the shot. The save by Fuhr. Trying to cover up Sutter, trying to come in front. And he put it right on McClellan's stick. Another great opportunity for the Islanders. McClellan with Dave Hunter trailing. Pearson picks it up ahead for Trottier. Puck goes the length of the ice. And Fuhr forced to make the save. Gregg around for Jackson. Stopped along the boards by Trottier. Centers it for Gillies. And Grant Fuhr puts the mid on it.
Well, these shots on goal very close in this hockey game. 27-25 in favor of the New York Islanders. But certainly this is one occasion where shots on goal don't indicate what's happened on the ice. It doesn't say they're just ponders what do we have to do to stay with this Islander hockey club. Barber, on the other hand, is saying just keep doing what we've been doing for the past year, and everybody will be smiling around here.
Glenn's going to wish he spent a few more days in Florida after tonight. 7-2, Islanders leading, only 1:05 remaining in the second period.
Well, it's difficult at times as the Oilers seem to be getting anything going. The Islanders, by the same token, are just right at the top of their game of hockey, boy. They're playing awfully well.
Potvin for Bossy. He couldn't find the puck. Potvin goes to it, showing good strength ahead for Gillies. Hoagland out to Anderson. He was turned the wrong way, and Trottier drops it back to Dineen. Less than a minute to play in the second period. Potvin almost lost it to Messier. Trottier again drops it back for Dineen. Kevin Lowe near center. Slides it across to Fogelman. He slaps it in. Smith forced to make the save. Gord Dineen turns away from Pat Conacher. Willie Lindstrom has not returned since taking the high stick in the second period. Gillies to Bossy. He's looking for a hat trick. Bossy dropped it back, came outside the Oilers zone. Only 20 seconds remaining in the period. Messier, lead pass for Conacher. Couldn't handle it. Trying to beat Dineen to the puck. Dineen, icing is waved off. Dineen appeared to beat him to it. Now Dineen has it again. Lowe keeps it in at the point. Only 4 seconds. Shot in behind the net. Smith off to Dineen. And that'll do it for the second period. Another good period, Mickey, for the Islanders.
And also another standing ovation here from the crowd at the Coliseum. But it's been one of those nights. Everything going in for the Islanders, and the Oilers just having all kinds of problems getting anything going. But they just want to make sure this thing doesn't become a complete rout in this third period. Try to get something going. They got a big game tomorrow against the Rangers. Try to get some consistency back and get some momentum going into that game tomorrow night if they can't come back and do anything here with this one.
The score after 2 periods, the Islanders 7. The Oilers, the New York Islanders outscored the Edmonton Oilers 2-1 in the second period. 7-2 the score after 2. Butch Goring with a pair of goals, his 14th career hat trick. Paul Coffey for the Oilers, and period 3 is underway. McClelland on the right side for Hughes. Backhands it in. Billy Smith makes the save and scrambles to get it to Pearson. His lead pass intercepted. Jackson, a slap shot, gloved by Smith. Here now is the summary of the second period. As mentioned, Butch Goring, a pair of goals. His 14th career hat trick, 4th as an Islander. Paul Coffey scoring in between at 16:54. You see that Islander goal coming just 29 seconds after the Oilers had scored their second. The Islanders out shooting the Oilers 14-11 in the second period. And they had a 27-25 advantage after 2. The shots are close, but the score isn't. 7-2 New York. Hughes tried to center it. McClellan in the slot. Hunter shot. Rebound, they score. Pat Hughes.
Well, it isn't over till it's over. 7-3 now for the Islanders. Just 30 seconds into this third period. And the Oilers put some kind of the Islander pressure on in their zone here as they get a couple of pops at it. And Patty Hughes ends up with an open net. And even then, Billy Smith got a piece of the darn thing with his goal stick, but it did end up behind him in the cage, and the Oilers get a quick one. Well, one more like that, and with the ability the Oilers have to score goals, we may have an ending here yet.
Paul Coffey brings it to center and dumps it in. Wayne Gretzky has not scored a point tonight. He's down to his final period, unless the Oilers make a remarkable comeback. Butch Goring stopped at center by Curry. Gretzky, check Morrow. Gretzky trying to get the backhand away, and he fell. Gretzky had the wide open net,
Didn't he?
but could not keep his balance. Wayne Gretzky shaking his head. Curry drops it back to Coffey. Gretzky missed a clear-cut breakaway in the second period. Pinelli and he fight for the puck along the boards. Goes loose to Curry. He guides it back in his own zone. Paul Coffey dumps it in. It is gloved by Smith. He hands it off to Tonelli, who drops it back to Johnsson. Goring streaking through center. And then that pass was poked away by Charlie Huddy. Islanders make a change. So do the Oilers. Willie Lindstrom was out on that shift. Gretzky still on the ice as he upended Trottier. Glenn Anderson with Messier and Gretzky. Messier cutting for the net. Centers it. And it went to Clark Gillies. Gillies and Trottier 2-on-2 on Lowe and Fogelin. Gillies overskated it. Anderson has it. Conacher on the left side. Conacher goes around it in, right in. Billy Smith sprawled out and Anderson fired it over top of the net. Nice play by Pat Conacher. Anderson bumped into the boards by Potvin. The Oilers have looking a lot better to start this third period. Getting some chances. Messier was bumped by Trottier. Dineen with it. The Potvin back to Dineen. Mike Bossy. His pass didn't get by Lowe, and it's Messier with the puck. Over to Conacher. He couldn't get a shot away. Puck lays there. Messier picks it up. Went to the point with it, then put it right on Bossy's stick. Bossy with 2 first period goals tonight. Gets by Kevin Lowe. Looking for Trottier, but Messier was there. Conacher slops it off the players' bench. Came to center. Ken Lindsman. Down by himself against 5 Islanders. Into the corner for Semenko. Lumley and Semenko gang up on Pearson. Trottier to Bourne. He shoots it in. Puck came dangerously out front, and Lumley was there for the Oilers. On the left side to Lindsman. Semenko going for the front of the net. Lindsman tried to drop it back to Gregg. Bourne to Brent Sutter to Dwayne Sutter. Back to Bourne. He stops at the line with it. Checked by Lumley. Got it down the boards for Dwayne Sutter to Brent Sutter. Shot! And Fuhrer came out to make the save. And Dwayne Sutter was not able to get the rebound. Lindsman slaps it in. Billy Smith leaves it there for Ken Morrow. Lumley ran into Smith and Morrow. Semenko was also there.
There's an Oiler down and hurt, too. I think it's Lumley down behind the net. Finally, the whistle blows as Dave Lumley is still down behind Billy Smith in that collision with Smith, Semenko, Lumley, and the Islander defenseman.
Dave Lumley involved in a collision behind the net, and athletic therapist Peter Miller out to take a look. Of course, we hope it's not too serious. Lumley plays the game with reckless abandon, Mickey.
Yes, he does. And the Oilers have been playing that way here in the first 3.5 minutes of this third period. It's Morrow, Smith. There goes Lumley, and watch for Semenko to come into your picture anytime now. There he comes. You see, Lumley went down underneath, and his leg was buckled underneath him. I think that may be the problem.
Looked like Morrow got his arm wrapped around the neck area of Dave Lumley also, so.
Well, let's hope that's not a serious knee problem. It looked like that left knee was buckled right underneath him as 3 guys went down on him. Big Dave Semenko was on top. Boy, the Oilers have had some good scoring chances here. Gretzky, Conacher had a good play, walked in all alone on Smith, and could have got to within 3 if they'd have popped one of those in. Lumley gets up with some help and heads for the Oiler dressing room.
Live from the Nassau Coliseum, this is your Molson Hockey Telecast.
Well, Dave Lumley has been taken over to the Oiler bench, Bruce, at this point, but by the looks of things, I don't think he's going to be back out there because he was really favoring that one leg of his. Well, we get a report. We'll pass it on to you as quickly as we can.
Paul Coffey couldn't get anywhere. Charlie Huddy back to get it. Oilers down 7-3, 15:53 left in the third period. They'll meet the Rangers in downtown New York tomorrow night. Oilers offside at the Islander line. Look at Pat Hughes of the Edmonton Oilers. Born in Calgary, he's 28 years old. 6'1", 180, and with Lumley out of the lineup, Hughes may see more action in this third period. Charlie Huddy slaps it in. Puck comes around the boards. Coffey a quick shot, and Smith made the save. Kicked it out to Greg Gilbert. Grant Fuhr at the side of his net, into the corner for McClellan. Gets away from Billy Carroll. To Charlie Huddy. Haller and Dave Hunter collided near center as Huddy shoots it in. Hughes after it, centers it. McClellan couldn't get a shot away, looking for his first goal as an Edmonton Oiler. Puck went into the corner. They're trying to tie it up for a face-off, and will.
Boy, I thought that thing went in the net. I think it was Billy Smith's stick that dented the back of the net that time, but McClellan was all alone. A good play by Pat Hughes to get it to him. Just didn't get enough of the puck to deflect it behind Billy Smith. See how close he did come. The puck's dumped in. Smith watching it to his left, and where's McClellan for the front of the net, just off the end of his stick. Here's a final out of town. Pittsburgh with a win, and Los Angeles in Detroit defeats the Red Wings. Ex-Red Wing Marcel Dion with at least one goal in that game.
Vogelin hits Smith from a sharp angle. Vogelin in digging for it. So is Tonelli. Butch Goring with 3 goals. Has possession. Down the boards for Tonelli. Yari Curry's shot stopped in front by Janssen. To Bob Nystrom. Fires it in. Tonelli along the boards to pick it up. Into the corner for Nystrom. He runs into Kevin Lowe. Nystrom still after it. Stole it. Backhand shot, and Fuhr just made the save.
Well, that's the kind of work that Bob Nystrom shows you day in and day out. Tenacious checking. As Nystrom and Kevin Lowe grapple behind the net. Look at Nystrom. He just won't leave Lowe alone. That puck bounces crazily, and Nystrom almost gets it underneath Grant Fuhr for an 8th Islander goal. I mentioned Dion and that Detroit score. L.A. defeating Detroit 7-5. We had the 6 goal scorers, and Dion had 1 goal. We don't know who got the 7th. And that's our score. 7-3 Islanders.
Bernie Nichols getting the 7th Los Angeles goal into an empty net. Ken Morrow fires it down the boards for Nystrom to Butch Goring. Checked at center by Yari Curry. Again, Wayne Gretzky looking for a point to make it 31 consecutive games. Tonelli knocks down the pass. Dropped it back, but Gretzky is there with Lindstrom and Curry, a 3-on-2. Goring trying to catch up. Over to Curry, lets the shot go, and Billy Smith is there. This is NHL Tuesday Night Hockey. St. Louis Blues leading the Chicago Blackhawks 2-0 in the second period. The Blues playing some pretty good hockey ever since that win over the Oilers 8-6. Randy Gregg in front for Messier. Couldn't tip it towards the net. Anderson behind the net for Conacher. Potvin to Bourne. His pass at center intercepted by Anderson to Conacher. Messier on the right side, and it was knocked out of the air by Bob Bourne. Puck goes into the corner. Dineen is there for the Islanders. Turns to get away from Pat Conacher. Lost it at the side of the net. Messier back to Anderson, a shot, and it went over top of the net. Messier in fighting for it again. Checked by Trottier. Trottier kicks it to Potvin. The Oilers doing some good forechecking. And they tie it up for a face-off.
Well, there's the veteran Bob Bourne, another one of the Islander players who has great skating ability and very strong in both ends of the ice, offensively and defensively. Bourne to the 20-goal season last year, and with 8 already in this 83-84 season. There you see 1 short of the 200 mark. A lot of milestones tonight for a lot of players. A couple of points away from goals, assist marks. Bourne has been one of the Islanders' steady players in the last few years and a big contributor to their 4 National Hockey League championships.
Interesting feature on Bob Bourne in the intermission. Had a look at the newest Oiler, that being Kevin McClellan. He'll take the face-off against Brent Sutter. To Bob Bourne, who backhands it inside the Oilers' zone. 13-10. is left in the third period, and the Oilers are down by 4. Wayne Sutter to Brent Sutter. Back to the point to Pearson. Over to Langevin. Has time. Slap shot. Fear way out the challenge, and Gillies flipped it over top of the net. Coffee for Dave Hunter. He couldn't knock it out of midair as he and Pearson mixed it up. Charlie Huddy. Ahead for Pat Hughes. For McClelland. Out with Dave Hunter at 2-on-2. Hunter dumps it in off the corner board. Brent Sutter upended Pat Hughes, and he'll get a penalty. You're watching the Edmonton Oilers and the New York Islanders. Edmonton Oilers about to go on the power play as Brent Sutter is off for hooking. He upended Pat Hughes in the Islander zone. Gretzky, Anderson, Messier, Coffey, and Curry. On the Oiler power play, Anderson got his stick up against Trottier. And the puck rolls back inside Edmonton territory. Mark Messier, one of the better Oilers tonight. Got around Potvin, cutting for the net, right in a shot, and Smith made a big save off Messier.
That's a bigger save than it looked like. Messier with great speed coming at that short side. And he just blew by Dennis Potvin on the outside. Look at that. Potvin hardly got a piece of him. Gretzky heads for the front of the net. Messier is left alone to come in front. Makes the move, but Billy Smith stood his ground, and there was that big trapper to haul it out of midair. Well, Messier just showing some great skating ability on that one. But there is Mr. Smith once again.
12:14, the time remaining. 1:40 in the penalty to Brent Sutter as Wayne Gretzky and Brian Trottier face off. Oilers won it. Coffey across for Curry. He kept it into Messier. Messier put it on Trottier's stick, and he backhands it down the ice. Oilers trying to cash in on the power play. If they can get a goal here, they'll be within 3. Still not out of it. Anderson. Poke checked at the blue line by Ken Morrow. Morrow got it back and fired at the length of the ice, just missing the linesman. Paul Coffey hounded as he got the center by Tonelli. Then fell as he hit the line. Bourne takes it behind the net with good speed off the glass and clears it against Jari Kurri. Kurri to Lindsman. Gretzky trailing on the play. 48 seconds in the penalty. Curry over to Coffey. Slap shot hit the goalpost. Smith was turned around in the crease, and Paul Coffey almost had his second. Billy Carroll at center. 34 seconds in the penalty. Down by himself against Curry, and he took it away from him. Coffey to Lindsman. Goring almost stole it. Goring looking for his 4th on the night. Curry to Coffey. Back to Curry to Gretzky. To Willie Lindstrom. Down against Pearson. A quick slap shot nowhere near the net. Coffey can't keep it in at the point as Butch Goring slams it off the boards and down the ice. 8 seconds in the penalty to Brent Sutter. Lindstrom down the right side. Checked by Bossy, and then took a solid check from Langevin. Bossy to Trottier. Brent Sutter trailing. Trottier still with it. Takes it behind the net. Lost possession against Kevin Lowe. Puck near the back of the net. Wayne Gretzky takes over. Off the boards to Lindstrom. Back to Gretzky. Down against Dineen. Faked the shot and failed to go around him. The Islanders aren't buying that move by Gretzky tonight. Gretzky has it behind the net. Tried to center it for Lindstrom. One off Potvin to Bossy. Left wing pass for Gillies. Poked away by Fogelin. Honecker stopped at center by Potvin. They battle for it. Trottier ahead for Gillies. Puck inside the Oilers' zone. Willie Lindstrom to McClelland. He fakes the shot in against Potvin, rides him out of the play, and Brent Sutter takes over. To Gillies. On the right wing for Bossy. That hit Hughes. Bossy with it again for Brent Sutter. Couldn't corral the pass. Jackson off the boards for Hughes. McClelland takes over. To Dave Hunter. Gets around Morrow. McClelland going for the net. Couldn't get the passes. Johnson tied him up. Hughes goes to the corner against Morrow. Brent Sutter is also there for the Islanders. Hunter came in late, knocking Sutter to the ice, dug it loose. Hunter can't get the shot away. Now he takes it, and Smith covers up. Our hockey telecast returns in a moment. Bruce Buchanan with Mickey Redmond and Tim Spellacy from the Nassau Coliseum. 10 minutes, 51 seconds have been played in the third period. The New York Islanders in a commanding 7-3 lead over the Edmonton Oilers. Face off to the left of Billy Smith. Messier goes behind the net, got around Langevin. Messier having a fine third period for the Oilers. Hit Dwayne Sutter with his pass. Bob Bourne brings it out. Speeds to center to Brent Sutter. Checked along the boards by Coffey and Lindsman to Messier. Anderson picks it up. Drops it back to Lindsman to Messier. Fakes the shot. Still has it. Then took it. Langevin blocked it. Langevin high off the glass for Bourne. And the puck came back to the Oiler line. Islanders make a wholesale change. Gretzky back on the ice, still pointless. Gretzky picks it up in the Islander zone. For Anderson, went to Nystrom, who flips it out for Tonelli. Tonelli drops up Charlie Huddy. Huddy takes Tonelli to the ice. They're still jostling in the Oilers zone, and it's Anderson to Lindstrom. A good move on Ken Morrow. Lindstrom taken solidly into the boards. Gretzky stole it at the side of the net. Goring out for Tonelli. Fogelin unable to keep it in. Kevin Lowe ahead for Gretzky. Tonelli knocked down the pass. Back at center as Butch Goring shoots it in. So the Islanders determined, Mickey, not to let Gretzky get a point tonight.
Well, I don't know if they're purposely out there to try and do that. Of course they are, in the fact that they don't want the Oilers to have a chance to win, but
Butch Goring a shot. Couple of great moves by Goring. And Fuhrer made a good save. Curry with Lindstrom and Gretzky. Back to Lindstrom. To Curry right in his shot. Kicked out by Smith. Rebound and Goring clears it. Lindstrom has it. To Curry for Gretzky in front. They still after the puck. And Billy Smith came sliding out to get it.
Well, these fans here are well aware that Gretzky is going for the 31-game consecutive point-scoring record. And they love it every time Billy Smith comes up strong against them, and he's done it several times here tonight. And Wayne and the rest of the Oilers quite frustrated once again by these New York Islanders. That's 7:18 to go. 7-3 Islanders. Still time for Gretzky to get that point. I doubt that there's time for the Oilers to come back in this game the way the Islanders are playing. Just too solid out there.
Brian Trottier couldn't get anywhere off the faceoff. Dave Hunter inside the Islander zone has to drop it back to Randy Gregg. Don Jackson slides it in, and the Oilers go in after it. Three of them. Billy Carroll to Gilbert. Back to Dineen to Gilbert. Slap shot. And Fuhrer got his arm on that one. Carroll into Keller behind the net. He's tied up by Dave Hunter. Jackson runs into Gilbert. They battle for it behind the net. Came in front to Carroll. Dineen at the point. To Putman. Slap shot. Fuhrer made the save. Jackson ahead for Hughes. Waits a second, then ahead for McClellan too far. Anders Keller lost it to McClellan, who dropped it back to Gray. Mark Messier shoots it inside the Islander zone. Dineen to Carroll for Keller. Ahead for Gilbert. The Islanders will make a change. But Charlie Huddy has lots of time with 6:09 remaining. Messier over for Lindsman, and he tipped it just wide of the open corner. Langevin and Lindsman in the corner. Puck came down the boards. Huddy and Gillies, they're mixing it up. And Brian Trottier has it to Mike Bossy. Ahead for Trottier. He goes into the Oilers zone after it. Fuhrer played it for Huddy. He and Gillies again along the boards. They fall to the ice in a faceoff. This is NHL hockey live from the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale. Time becoming a factor. 5:37 remaining, and the Islanders have a 7-3 lead on the Edmonton Oilers. Interesting stat there, Mickey. Of course, it was mentioned in the pre-game that the Oilers have never won a regular season game in this building.
There's not too many teams that have.
Ken Morrow slaps it in. Puck comes around the boards to Nelly. Lost it to Curry. Kevin Lowe to Willie Lindstrom. 5:23 left as Gretzky's on the ice again, still looking for his first point. Morrow back to Lowe. Slap shot, glove by Billy Smith.
Well, again, the Oilers put a bit of pressure on the Isles, and once again, there's Billy Smith. Shot coming from the point. Smith able to see that one all the way from the blue line. Wayne Gretzky parked in front, tried to redirect it. Not to be. 5:13 to go.
Kevin Lowe into the corner for Gretzky as the fans begin chanting. They score! Curry!
Is that an assist by Gretzky? I think it is. I think it is. And you know what the fans were hollering here? M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E, which of course referred to Gretzky's comments about the New Jersey Devils. Gretzky did get an assist, I believe, on the play.
And that's not meeting with the approval of the fans, but Wayne Gretzky.
Too bad. Let's have a look at it. Gretzky goes into the corner to get the puck. The little flip between his feet out in front to Curry. Over to the side, and I don't know whether Curry's going to get credit for it or not.
I think Lindstrom.
Or whether Lindstrom got a piece of it, but we'll hear the announcement in a moment. 4:55 to go. Here it is.
Was scored by number 19, Willie Lindstrom. The assist to number 17.
Listen to this now when they say 99.
Number 99, Wayne Gretzky.
They love you, Wayne.
That's Lindstrom's 11th of the year from Curry and
Oh, that's great.
at 14:54.
Oilers keep it in off the draw. Curry pokes it ahead for Gretzky, trying to center it. Lindstrom after it, and it's poked away by Smith. Curry to Kevin Lowe. Into the corner for Gretzky. He dumped Morrow. Gretzky, a good move on Morrow. Over for Fogelin, who was moving in. Too far ahead, took the shot from a bad angle. Gretzky trying to center it again, and Smith was there. Gretzky has it behind the net, trying to get it to Lindstrom as the Oilers put on some good pressure.
Now they got to gamble now, and it's going to may hurt him.
2-on-1, Butch Goring with Nystrom. Across for Nystrom. Fury made the save, and then it was gloved to the corner by Lowe and whistled down immediately.
That's a product of the gambling that the Oilers are doing now with 4:15 to play. You're going to get these kind of breakaways or breakouts by the Islanders. That time it was Goring and Nystrom. They almost converted, and Kevin Lowe with a hand pass stops the play. But there's the little guy with 3 goals already tonight. Down the side, Lowe down. He tried to get it in front, and Kevin got a piece of it. And they've just put the sign up here at the Coliseum. There's a look at the assist by Gretzky. Shot deflected by Lindstrom right on the corner. Gretzky and Curry, and now a fight's broken out between Brent Sutter and Kevin McClellan right off the face-off.
And it's a pretty good battle.
You bet.
They went down once, they're up again.
The linesman just trying to find a spot to get in and get between them, or they wait till they tire themselves out. This happened right off the face-off down in the corner beside Grant Pure. So obviously these two had been jostling with each other before. Well, they get loose and McClellan gets a couple in. The linesmen finally get in there and break it up.
That was a pretty good battle between those two. Right down in the Oiler corner. And they'll get an early shower. With 4:09 to play in the third period, the score is the Islanders 7, the Oilers 4. The Edmonton Oilers have scored 2 goals in this third period, but the New York Islanders got off to a great start tonight, scoring 4 goals just past the 5-minute mark of the first period. So maybe a little too much too late as far as the Oilers are concerned.
Well, although, Bruce, it's just something they needed to come out here and prove to themselves that they could do something against the Islanders. On the same token, the Islanders with that big lead have probably laid back a little bit, but nevertheless, the Oilers having to play the Rangers tomorrow night could use this momentum going into that hockey game.
Don Jackson to Randy Gregg. 3:47 the time remaining. Trottier checks Gregg near center. Jackson to Lindsman. Lead pass for Messier. Hotman to Mike Bossy, looking for the hat trick. He falls against Jackson. Lindsman back in his own zone to Randy Gregg to Mark Messier. Trottier level. Ken Lindsman. He'll go to the penalty box.
Trottier really belted Lindsman down at the Oiler blue line. And he'll get a bit of a respite. Lindsman retrieved his stick all the way down in the corner. Randy Gregg coming over to have a few words with Trottier, and then Big Gillies come in. Look at this check by Trottier. He really got over beside him and just flipped him down. That's a mismatch if I ever saw one. Trottier, 205 pounds. Lindsman only about 165.
So Brian Trottier gets 2 minutes in the penalty box with 3:27 remaining.
Trottier is one of the toughest guys in the National League to knock off his feet. He is so strong. Look at that. Boy, Lindsman really goes flying. But 3:27 to go here. Trottier gets a roughing call at 16:33. The Oilers trail by 3.
Just before the last commercial, that fight between McClelland and Brent Sutter, they both got majors, so they're done for the evening. Oilers will try and make it a little more respectable. They have scored 2 goals in the third period, and if they can get one quick, it's not a write-off yet. They'll have to score quickly. And Gretzky does have his point in this third period, setting a new NHL record. He has possession. Drops it to Curry. Over to Coffey. Traffic in front. Slap shot. Billy Smith the save.
Pierre's on the bench.
Another penalty.
Pierre's on the bench.
No penalty called. Pierre is on the bench, as Mickey says. The Oilers have the extra attacker. Coffey trying to center it. Came to the side of the net. Tonelli overskated it. Puck came loose to Ken Morrow. And he dumps it inside the Oilers zone. Pretty heads-up play.
6 skaters to 4. Look out. 91 is there. Goring.
Goring took the shot. He scores. The win in.
It's Goring.
Messier's stick. And that's kind of where the night has been for the Oilers.
That's about it. 4 goals for Butch Goring. That one off the stick of Mark Messier. As the Oilers have pulled Grant Fuhrer with over 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go on a power play. 6 skaters to 4, and Goring hustles to get the puck. Messier just tried to get a piece of it. Unfortunately, deflected it into his own net. What a night for Butch Goring.
Still, Mickey, a pretty heads-up play by Glenn Sather to maybe pull the goaltender and try and get that quick 5th goal.
Why not? You lose by 4, you lose by 3, you still don't get any points. Worth a gamble. This time it didn't pay off.
Oilers are still on the power play, but Fuhrer is back in the net. And the fans come to life again. Paul Coffey flips it in. Gretzky in against Billy Smith, who plays it down the boards. Curry to Gretzky. Back to Curry. Coffey at the point along with Huddy. Coffey gets the pass. Back to Curry. To Gretzky. He waits. Guides it in front. A shot by Huddy, and Billy Smith came out to cut down the angle and make a fine save off Charlie Huddy.
That he did. And Charlie Huddy had moved in back to the far side of that Islander 4-man box, being shorthanded, and a good setup from Gretzky. And Billy Smith again is out of that net to cut down the angle. Watch him. He realizes Huddy's over there, and out he comes.
Gretzky back for Coffey. 46 seconds in the Islander penalty to Trottier. Charlie Huddy slap shot. Rebound. Gretzky poked it in the net. But
Whistle's gone.
It had been whistled down. And the Oilers won't like that call.
Myers just going over to the penalty box to announce that the whistle had gone. The folks here thought that he was going to allow the goal, but Smith did have it momentarily, and the whistle went.
Fans litter the ice as Bob Myers does some house cleaning. That would have been Gretzky's 300th career goal had it counted, but it did not. 36 seconds in the penalty to Trottier. Coffey slap shot just wide. Smith gives it to Pearson. Coffey saw that coming. Has it in the corner in front. Lindstrom. Gretzky scores. There it is. The 300th career goal for Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky.
That means they should have counted the first one. It was bound to go in sooner or later, and Gretzky, Johnny on the spot that time. The Oilers moved that puck around very neatly, and Wayne was left unguarded to the left of Billy Smith and just banged it in the open side. 300th goal. Toffee starts it out by keeping it in. Of course, they're still on a power play, and boom, there it is right there.
The season was scored by number 99.
The fans won't like it again here.
Well, it's been a long time coming for him when you're talking about Gretzky, 5 games, but he did gain some satisfaction in this third period, setting an NHL record and scoring his 300th career goal. It is 8-5.
And not only that, Bruce, but also it's his first goal against the Islanders in what? We said 8 games, 9 games now. So for future reference, you just mark that one down and make a note of it. And who knows, next time around, maybe it'll be different. But the Oilers have had a darn good third period here. And that should help them going into this game tomorrow night with the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden. We'll have all the action for you here on ITV. And hopefully a better outcome for the Oilers tomorrow than they're getting tonight. But they've run into a heck of a hockey club. No question about it. The Islanders, deserved champions 4 times, trying for their 5th. If they continue to play like they played tonight, they're going to be tough to dethrone.
There's a shot by Curry, fired it just wide. Charlie Huddy lets it go. One off Morrow. They'll try and clear it. Could not. Curry has it inside the Islander zone. A couple of good moves, then it was knocked to the ice. Lindstrom a quick drive, and Billy Smith comes up with a fine save.
The Oilers now leading on shots on goal 39-35, which is really meaningless. 99 again, cruising in front of Smith. Lindstrom gets a shot away. 1:22 to go. Might be a long ride, I'm afraid, tonight going down to New York. That Oiler bus.
Hopefully we'll make it the way it's been raining here. They've got a record rainfall in this area. Denny Potvin.
Yeah. Not only been raining here, it's rained on the Oilers tonight too.
1:12 remaining as the Oilers fail to keep it inside Islander territory. Paul Coffey shoots it in, and Curry goes in after it. Gretzky cruising for the front of the net. Dineen for Bob Bourne. Can't clear it. Coffey at the point. It's Trottier with it, who's out there again after leveling Ken Lindsman. Bourne over to Bossy. 51 seconds on the left side for Potvin. Pass went too high. Just a reminder, that game tomorrow night from Madison Square Garden is a 5:30 start back in Edmonton. Bossy shoots it inside the Oilers zone. Fuhrer leaves it for Charlie Huddy. 34 seconds remain. Came to the side of the net. Billy Carroll doing some good forechecking. Bossy parked in the slot. Didn't get the pass, and it's Coffey to Gretzky. A 2-on-2. Anderson with him. Lets the slap shot go off Morrow. And out of play, 21 seconds left.
Now, this is the first game for the Islanders in Al Arbor here in this building in 17 days as they went on that Western Swing road trip that had them defeat the Oilers 4-2. They trailed Los Angeles last weekend by 4 goals and came back to get a tie in L.A. So they had a pretty successful trip. 8 out of 12 points. They lead this Patrick division.
We'll have a 4-point lead on the Rangers after tonight's action.
Rangers have stumbled after a great start.
At the point, it's Randy Gregg. In front for Messier, cleared through center by Bossy for Billy Carroll. Just 8 seconds left. Play whistle down for icing, and they'll bring it back inside the Islander zone with only 5 seconds left.
The ejected Oiler bench as they go back to the drawing board, forget about the Islanders for a while and take care of other business, but keeping in the back of their mind that they're going to keep changing things around and try new formulas to get after this championship Islander team.
Face off to the right of Billy Smith as Dwayne Sutter moved early. Just 5 seconds on the clock. Oilers will try and win the draw and get a quick shot away. Glenn Anderson takes it behind the net, centers it, and they can't get a shot away. The final score, the New York Islanders 8, the Edmonton Oilers 5. In a moment, the Molson Cup 3-star selection.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Bruce.